Ben Simmons and LSU didn't make the tournament, did not make the tournament. Ben Simmons, arguably the best player in college basketball, projected number 1, number 2 pick by many NBA college basketball analysts. And, he couldn't get his team into the tournament. And then now they pulled themselves out of entire postseason play because, one, Keith Hornsby had a surgery this past Tuesday that would have taken him out of tournament play. So he wouldn't have been able to play this postseason. It was the same injury he sustained in November that took him out to play for the first month of November. And so he wasn't able to play then. And then you lose Antonio Blakeney. He was questionable for the tournament for the NIT, whatever they would have played. He was questionable for the tournament. So what do you guys think about LSU and the fact that who's to blame for them not making the tournament and essentially not even playing the postseason? Kyle, let's start with you. What do you think?
A lot of blame been thrown at Ben Simmons, because since they say arguably he's the best player in the college basketball scene, so he should be able to take his team, and get them into the tournament. But the thing is, the man is only one person. He ain't a whole team himself. He definitely needs some help around him. So he can't. It's understandable that he's the best player, and good players make the team a whole lot better, and will definitely get them more wins. But the man can't do it alone. He needs some help. I feel like some of the blame needs to go on the coach as well, because he got to lead this team to work better with Ben Simmons. Or if they're not working well with him, get them into more plays with him to make his chemistry better for the team, and just to get the team as an overall unit just more complete and together with Ben Simmons, so that he don't have to feel like everything is put on his shoulders.
All right, Rashad, what about you?
Now, for what you were saying, Khaled, about this man Ben Simmons, he say basically needs some help, right? So you don't feel like everything is on him. This man at all this season did not act like everything was on him. This man was the most passive superstar, college megastar you can think of.
That's true.
And that's the reason they didn't make the tournament, because you have a walking triple double,
not shooting
the ball. Like, man, I'll pass the ball away. Saying let Quarterman do his thing. Because this is how I feel like if I was Ben Simmons. This is my Ben Simmons mindset right now. If I get us to the tournament, I can't do it by myself. So let me make my team carry us to the tournament, and then when the tournament comes, I'll show up. But when that came around, he had to play Texas A&M, and that's where he was like, "Oh snap, our chances might be over with," because they put a beating on him. They put a beating on him.
That's right.
And they strapped Ben Simmons, who's also on foul trouble most of the game though. But I'm just like, man, who's to blame? Is Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons could have went to any college he wanted to play football. He chose LSU. I don't blame him. It's not a mega school, but at the same time, he doesn't need to go to a mega school to become the number 1, number 2 pick like he's projected to be.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go to a team and
LSU is a football, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, LSU is a football.
Yeah, it's a straight football school. When you really think about LSU being a dominant basketball school, who do you think of?
What you say?
When you think of them being a dominant college basketball team, who do you think of?
What do you mean?
Like LSU. Who was on that team? Exactly. Exactly. That's the last person you think of when that team was dominant. Wow. So you're looking at it like he could have went to a better team. I feel like what he tried to do was like just bring a team out, kind of like a video game type story where you go on a bad team and make them become a champion team. I think he tried that, but he tried to do it being too much of a team player, and it eventually cost his team, and it cost what we looked at as the best player to not actually see him in the big dance. And it's crazy, like not seeing Ben Simmons play, but at the same time, I feel like it saves him from injury going into the draft. But I feel like he's to blame.
I blame the coach for a large part of it, because if you have the best player in basketball, and arguably in college basketball, and you feel as though he's being a little passive, because the man averaged 19.5 points, 11.6 rebounds, and 56% shooting for the field, averaged 4.8 assists. The man was balling. You know what I mean? Those are I mean, even arguably the walking triple-double, Denzel Valentine didn't have those numbers. And I mean, Denzel Valentine had more assists, but he didn't have as many points or rebounds. But when you see a player like Ben Simmons, you could, I mean, as a coach, I would see players like Quarterman trying to get their own. I would see Hornsby trying to get their own sometimes. And I'm like, well, if you know you have the best player on the court, like I never forget when I watched the Oklahoma game, and LSU was in perfect position to win the Oklahoma game. And they down the stretch, they stopped playing through Ben Simmons. And he was posting up, calling for the ball, and they were not giving him the basketball. They were taking threes, they were taking reckless drives to the basket, and they were just not giving Ben Simmons the ball. And while Ben Simmons can't get the ball on the perimeter, I mean, his sweet points is in the post. So he was down where he scores best, and nobody was giving him the ball. As a coach, I'm sitting there saying, get the ball to Ben. Like, you have to play. We have to play through Ben. Like, it's one of those things. That's one of the greatest assets of Ben Simmons is his unselfishness, because it keeps everybody involved. But those same teammates have to know when it comes down to winning time, or hey, you know, when it comes down, we need buckets. We go to the best player on the court. I mean, even though each player of their own feel like they can play, you don't just completely just go away from the star. That's the problem with the Pelicans, if you want to argue in the NBA, when they go away from Anthony Davis, because he's the best player that they have on the court, but then they don't get Anthony Davis's touches. What are you going to say, Sean?
But I mean, can't you say the same thing with his attitude? Because I don't know if you remember the Kansas game against LSU when Dickie V was actually commentating the game, and he was complaining about you can't be that great and not trying to score the ball. I mean, you've seen games where Ben Simmons shoot the ball 5 times.
You do see games where you shoot the ball 5 times. You're right.
There's no one who can stop this man. I mean, only thing he can do is limit. He can't shoot threes. He can't shoot threes, but he's unstoppable inside the 3-point line. So therefore, who's going to stop him? He's basically a 6'7", 6'6", 6'10".
Dude's big. He's like 6'7".
I thought he was like 6'8", 6'10" point guard basically.
Yeah, 6'10", bro.
He's a 6'10" point guard basically. Who can stop that? Like I've seen my man put dudes on mix. I want to say he's like 6'8", 6'9". Between 6'6" and 6'8" is what he should be.
Yeah, he's 6'10".
Point is, he's a 6'10", projected to be a point guard coming out. When he came out of high school, everybody was like, he's a 6'10" point guard. I seen him put dudes on mix. I seen him get to the basket, no problem. But why doesn't he do that? Why is he not passing? Why is he not aggressive enough to do that? Why does he play so passive?
Maybe when he got into the LSU organization, you might want to develop his game all around instead of just being one of those.
But what do you mean develop his game, though? He could have went straight. If they still had the high school rule, he wouldn't even be playing at LSU. He would have been straight out of high school.
I mean, but it always helps to play on the college team to get that some of those fundamental skills as well.
You're right, but at the same time, if you're doing it, and I honestly feel like he hurt his draft stock. I feel like he was a unanimous first-round pick, and after this season, I don't see it no more. Because if you think about the teams who's gonna be a first-round pick, the number 1 pick potentially, you got 76ers, you got the Lakers, you got like the Suns, you got stuff like that. They need a dominant person to put the ball in the basket for them.
Well, I mean, but the thing about Ben Simmons that makes him great, that he can make other players better. So when you go to a team like in Philadelphia, you can make those players around you better because he's so unselfish. Like that's one of LeBron James's greatest traits, is that any team LeBron has gone to, he's always, all his teammates have played way better than every single point guard LeBron James, every single point guard, shooting guard, any other position LeBron James essentially played with that aren't named Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Any other team they went to, they played like mediocre. They didn't play I don't want to say mediocre, but they didn't play to the height of the level that they played with LeBron James. Like, they seemed like better players because they played with LeBron James. Only player I could say it probably wasn't that guy was Mario Chalmers, and that's because he's played better now in Memphis.
But come on, LeBron is a lot better.
That's what they're comparing him to.
They are comparing him to, but he's a lot better.
But I'm saying he has that LeBron unselfishness.
Even when LeBron came to he has LeBron's unselfishness, but at the same time, LeBron will go out and drop 30 on you.
He will, but
I don't see Ben Simmons doing that in the NBA, especially now when he can't shoot the 3 ball.
See, but LeBron couldn't shoot the 3
ball.
Yeah,
he can't shoot the 3 ball.
He shoot the ball more than 3 times all season.
He would shoot it more than 3 times. The only thing for me with Ben Simmons is LeBron's main stick was made on his perimeter play. LeBron's a perimeter player. Ben Simmons is a post/perimeter player. Ben Simmons can get the ball on the perimeter, but he's most effective in the post.
Can't be
You know what I'm
stopped in
saying?
the post.
He cannot be stopped. That's what makes him such a conundrum. He can fit. Ben Simmons is very. That's what people are saying. You shouldn't be comparing him to LeBron. You should be comparing him to Magic Johnson. He's not as athletic as LeBron was. He has vision like Magic. He can pass. Not as well as Magic, but he can pass the rock. But the thing is, he's unselfish like a Magic was. Like, think about it. Magic wasn't a guy that was going to go. Like he would drop 30 necessary if it was need to be. But he'd rather just
be a perimeter.
Dishing the ball.
Team player.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Magic. I mean, his career averaged like 19 points. Similar to Ben Simmons.
Yeah, what you see what Ben Simmons is going to do. That's a kind of. I don't feel like he'll even be like the player you're trying to be is not going to be good enough for the NBA because his frame is too small to be a dominant post player against these.
I don't know about that. Because Anthony Davis is living.
But I mean,
Anthony Davis is smaller than
Anthony Davis has a lot more post moves than. I don't think Ben. Because think about when people who guard Ben Simmons, they're all 3-4 inches shorter than him.
What made Anthony Davis? But that's what makes Anthony Davis great because he can face up anybody.
So
even people that are bigger than him.
But he's more confident in his jump shot than Ben Simmons is.
That's true. But Anthony Davis coming out. Remember, Anthony Davis coming out of Kentucky. He wasn't the best jump shooter either.
Yeah,
but he as a defensive player and as an all-around fundamental player, Anthony Davis had it all.
Yeah, but Anthony Davis, his first year in the league wasn't all that. He was strictly a defensive player and then got developed. Someone like Ben Simmons, you want him to come in immediately make an impact on the team. I don't think he can do that right away. Yeah, you do. If the Lakers pick him, they want him to make an impact.
I get what you're saying because you do want him.
Not going to do that. He's not that player now.
You do want him to make an immediate impact, but sometimes these guys, because the same thing could have been said for D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell was expected to be picked and make it. People were saying they wanted him to make an immediate impact, and people were saying he was a bust. But now they see later on in the season he's playing lights out. So this man D'Angelo Russell, I don't know. I haven't factored in last night's game against the Knicks, but. He's averaging about 25 points, 47% shooting, and about 40-something% shooting from 3-point range. The boy's balling out now, but people were calling him a bust earlier in the season. He didn't make an immediate impact. And when we're talking about Ben Simmons, he might not be the guy to make that immediate impact immediately, but down the line, his projected potential is astronomical because. He can't. That's. I feel like people are mistaking when I think the only reason why people are comparing him to LeBron James is because of that exact fact that he's a 6'10" guy that can pass the ball. He can dribble it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like he's more of a post player. He should be compared more so to Anthony Davis, but he's not the shot blocker Anthony Davis was. Anthony Davis was something different on defense. He still is something different on defense.
But see, Ben Simmons is something different on defense too. I mean,
he's just Anthony Davis.
Here it is. Anthony Davis is a 6'10" shot blocker. Ben Simmons is a 6'10" still man. I mean, when I see him play defense, I see all the steals he get. I'm comparing him to like Chris Paul when it comes to something like that.
Chris Paul. Have you seen
Chris Paul?
You don't think Chris Paul's a good?
No,
he's saying. But have you seen, bro? Have you seen the steals that Ben Simmons creates?
See, bro,
those are NBA caliber steals, bro.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul,
just give me another name, bro.
No, bro. Chris Paul.
Come on. Give me somebody other than Chris Paul.
Chris Paul's
led the league in steals for numerous years,
exactly.
except for this year.
And Ben Simmons.
Somebody other than Chris Paul.
Ben Simmons. No, I'm not
somebody
changing.
other than Chris
Paul. Ben Simmons is not coming.
Give me somebody like a Ben Wallace, somebody out.
No.
Ben Wallace balling out on defense. That's what he made it.
We're not calling him
but
Chris
then you
Paul.
gonna give him Chris Paul?
We're not. Those are nowhere near the same category.
No, Ben Wallace was
bro, you're about to
baller on defense.
He was a baller on defense.
Got steals, blocks, everything. That's the reason why we lost. That's the reason why the Lakers lost in 2004. It's because of Ben Wallace.
That whole team was nasty, bro.
They were.
That whole Pistons team was nasty. You saw what Ben Wallace did to Shaq and Carmelo? Somebody did it now. It was wrong. It was wrong. Chris Paul, bro. Chris Paul's a thief. He's CP gone. Like I don't know what they even call. He's not. Ben Simmons will get first team all defense by third or fourth year in the league.
He was a Chris Paul.
Yes. If you watch that, they robbed him. If you watch the game of S&M, a lot of his fouls were robbed because he had clean plucks. I mean, the same plucks he's been having all. Yeah, I'm positive. I am positive.
Yeah, them 3 fouls he got.
Yo, they were suspect.
They were bogus.
They were suspect.
I think he plucked who's the Texas A&M small forward? He came.
You talking about the one with the dude trying to drive into Ben Simmons, right?
Yeah, he tried to drive into him. Ben Simmons
like,
fucked him clean. Fucked him clean.
Caught
And then they called the foul.
He was asking for it.
He didn't even know what to say. Like
I'm just saying, yo.
I mean, hey, at the end of the day, they're not in the
tournament, and it's Ben Simmons' fault for not being aggressive.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
It's
Khaled got his opinion. I got mine. I think it's the coach. Rashad thinks it's Ben Simmons.
They definitely got a coach.
He thinks it's the other players.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
All around.
He thinks all around.
Not on Ben Simmons.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll leave it at that.